We are influenced by any and everything these days, from family and friends to television and music. But culture as a whole is what has the biggest influence on us today. Culture can affect the way you view, react, and complete tasks in your everyday life. It is interesting because it's a way of life and everyone views it differently. So what does it mean to officially understand culture and its social communities? According to Communication Mosaic, the 7th edition, written by Julie T. Wood, states that culture also differs in the extent to which they view power differences among people as normal and right. She also claims cultures that have relatively low power differences among its community than others generally assume that people with more power earn it, and others who work hard can earn power as well. ABC Disney's television group has recently picked up on this and soon created a phenomenon of culture diversity show themes that have demonstrated how these issues are overlooked by many in our culture, but shows perspectives of most races. American Crime, currently in its first season on the network, has sparked controversy over its storyline, showing perspectives from multiple races, religions, and cultures involved.
He didn't do anything.
You're just like them. You see someone brown with a hoodie, they're a thug. You hate yourself and you hate us for looking like you.
Your son, he had a lot going on.
We need to talk about Mad. They found drugs in his house.
You want me to help you lie about my son?
The detectives don't think it was rape anymore. Something happened with her daughter.
She's holding on to her life. That's what's happening.
You're an addict and a punk. When you get in trouble, you're gonna need help.
I'm not saying nothing to annoy you for real.
What's happening here is bigger than you. You need to be the voice for people who do not have a voice.
This season's most extraordinary drama continues. New American Crime. Next Thursday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
According to the New York Times, this is ABC's new season's plan. They wanted to go out on a mission this year to reflect America. Other ABC programming such as Blackish, Off the Boat, and Cristela are other features of this project.
Tryouts are today. I want to be ready.
Lock down that point guard spot.
There's no point guards in field hockey, Dad.
Field hockey? My name is Andre Johnson. I have a great career, a spectacular house, and a loving family I'm surrounded by every day.
Hey, Pops.
Son, can I just please get a little coffee in me before you start this morning?
But as a black man with all this success, sometimes I feel like an oddity.
If you look to your left, you'll see the mythical and majestic Black family.
Lately, I feel in order to make it, we've all dropped a little of our culture.
What's up, Andy? Sup?
Andy? That's not even close to Andre.
I think it says I'm edgy but approachable.
I think it says I hate my father and I play field hockey. You think I'm overreacting, babe?
Why would I think you would overreact?
Maybe you're right, babe.
I love you.
I love you too.
No.
Dad, I want to have a bar mitzvah. And I'll get a Hebrew name. I'm gonna go with either Shlomo or Shmuel.
We're doing a bang-up job over here.
Listen up. I'm going to need my family to be black. Not black-ish.
Daddy's scaring me.
Why don't we take a black break and go get some white yogurt?
Hey, hold on. Slow your roll, you two. Junior, when you turn 13, I'm throwing you an African rites of passage ceremony. Stand right there and experience your roots.
You better off watching Roots.
Uh-oh.
It's not that big of a deal.
All this coming from a mixed woman who technically isn't even really black?
If I'm not really black, then could somebody please tell my hair and my ass? This is what you always wanted.
To successfully raise our family in a better situation than we had.
I really screwed this up, didn't I?
Screwing things up's just another part of what it means to be a father. It's how you learn to fix things.
If that boy wants a bar mitzvah, I'm gonna throw that boy a bar mitzvah. Ladies and gentlemen, Andre Jr.'s hip-hop bro mitzvah. Be damned if I'm calling him Andy, though.
From executive producers Anthony Anderson and Lawrence Fishburne, Black-ish.
Oh, my God.
It's important for you to hold on to your culture.
Honestly, the only thing I'm really trying to hold on to right now is my first boob.
You can't be mad at him for that.
Although America faces these racial struggles, we are not the only country. South African comedian Trevor Noah shares pieces of his story growing up being a mixed child in South Africa and some of his first experiences here in America.
I grew up in South Africa. That's where I still live. I enjoy it. Grew up there during a time known as apartheid. For those who don't know, apartheid was a law in our country that made it illegal for black and white people to interact with one another. You know, this was against the law. And so this world was awkward for me growing up because I grew up in a mixed family. Well, with me being the mixed one in the family. My mother's a black woman, Xhosa woman, born in South Africa. That's one of the languages with the clicks, Xhosa. So a black woman. And then my father's Swiss. But they didn't care, you know. They were mavericks, fighting the system. My mom was arrested for being with my dad. She would get fined. She would get thrown into prison for the weekend. But still, she'd come back and she's like, woo! I don't care. Woo! Come tell me who to love. I want a white man. Woo! It's crazy, my mom. It was crazy, you know. And my dad was also like, well, you know how the Swiss love chocolate, so he was in there, you know. And so they got together and they had me, which was illegal. So I was born a crime, which is something I don't think they ever thought through, because as a family we couldn't live together, you know? Like in the streets we couldn't even be seen together. My father would have to walk on the other side of the road and he could just wave at me from far, like a creepy pedophile. Or like a pedophile, I didn't have to say creepy, like a pedophile. Because creepy implies there's some other sort of pedophile. There is none, there's no classy pedophile, there's no need. No, like, afternoon, ladies, afternoon. No, just browsing. It's so classy. No, he's a pedophile. And my mom could walk with me, but if the police showed up, she'd have to let go of my hand, drop me, and act like I wasn't hers. Every single time, because we weren't supposed to exist as a family. So my mom would let go. It was like a little game we played. Police would show up like, woo! She'd be like, woo, I don't know. No, it's not mine. Oh, no, I don't know. It was horrible for me. I felt like a bag of weed. It was a tough time.
In Communication Mosaic, the 7th edition, Wood shares informational studies that relate to the topics in the chapter. In Chapter 8, there is a research study on diversity and asks if racial bias still is a problem in today's age. She states, according to ABC News and the Washington Post poll in January of 2009, it depends on who you ask. According to the research, twice as many blacks as whites think that racism is still a problem, whereas twice as many whites as blacks think racial equality has been achieved. Social communities influence media largely. This video only covers a small section of media that has been influenced, but involving other types of media, including advertising, news sources, and movies, which show other aspects of how it is brought up in almost everything we do.